guys, welcome back. I'm glad to see you today. On today's episode, we're going to be going ahead and getting these generators and gas cans all set and ready for winter. If you remember last year, I did a video on how I went and stabilized the fuel and how I got everything all set to go, and I had a lot of fuel to use. I've gone and been rotating through some of those cans, and I've used up some of the fuel so we didn't have so much sitting around for the summer when the power's not so likely to go out. So now we're going to go ahead, fill up all of our gas cans, refuel the generators, change the oil in them because I have been running them during the summer to keep them fresh and ready to go. So you guys stay with me and I'll show you what I'm up to. Now I keep my generators in my shed over the summer to keep them out of the trailers and out of my way. I do run them from time to time to keep them fresh and keep them going. Now, we're going to go ahead, take these to the garage, get oil change done on them, take the old fuel out, put fresh, no ethanol fuel with stabilizer in, and be ready for the winter time. Okay, now that we have the generators strapped down the trailer, let's get them over to the garage. I've gone ahead and set this generator up on a work surface. The only reason I've done this is to make it easier on myself trying to work on this so I don't have to bend over and try to work on it. So I'm going to go ahead and drain the fuel and the oil out of this and get ready to replace it with fresh. Now you're going to want to go ahead and locate this shutoff valve on the bottom of your generator's fuel tank. Coming from that shutoff valve, there's going to be a rubber line going to your carburetor. You're going to want to take that off of the carburetor, and when you do, it's going to allow the fuel to drain out of the tank. Now, having this elevated is beneficial because you can take a funnel, put it into the gas can, and up here, and you're going to be able to catch that fuel in the funnel and have it drain directly into your gas can. Once you locate your fuel shutoff valve, you're going to want to go ahead and turn it to the off position. Now, with it in the off position, you're going to follow it back to your carburetor, and back here on the carburetor, there's going to be a clamp. You're going to need to remove that clamp. That's going to be this clamp right here. You're going to go ahead and remove that. If you use a pair of needle nose pliers, you should be able to reach it. All you're going to need to do is reach in there, squeeze those two tabs together, and pull it back, just so it's off of the end of the steel piece coming out of the carburetor. With that taken care of, you can go ahead and pull this hose off. I'm going to go ahead and take this air cleaner cover off, just so I can get my hands back in there a little bit easier. Now with this hose disconnected, we're going to go ahead, stick it in the funnel, get the funnel set so it's not going to want to move, and so it's draining into the gas can. And then we're going to open this valve back up, and your gas should begin to flow. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. The valve is now on. We should have fuel flowing out of the fuel line, down the funnel, and into the gas tank. You can also take the cap off your gas tank to allow airflow through the tank to help this drain just a little bit better. Now with the smaller generator being drained, we're going to go ahead and turn our attention to this larger generator and get this started. This one is far too heavy for me to lift up, so we're going to have to go ahead and work on this on the floor. Now this one I had to do a little more differently. I had to take this off from the valve up here on the tank rather than from the back of the carburetor, simply because I don't want to have to take this carburetor apart to get back there to do it, and it's in a very remote area. So what I'm going to do is get a funnel and run a funnel directly from this into the gas tank. So my funnel is going to come up and around that. I will open my valve up. And the fuel will flow directly into the can. I'm going to go ahead and take my cap off of the gas tank and allow the airflow to really take effect. Because we're going to be waiting a little while for the fuel to drain out of these gas tanks on these two generators, we're going to go ahead and start taking a look at the oil and get that ready to be drained out as well. Now I'm going to take a look at my oil and see what it looks like. Now when you check your oil, you want to check it on a piece of white tissue paper. I use toilet paper simply because it's cheap and disposable. So let's go ahead and pull the oil cap off and see what it looks like. You're going to take it and you're going to spread it right on the paper. That oil actually looks really good. I see no metal flake in that oil. I see no color. I see no debris. So I'm going to leave the oil in this generator for the time being. It also still has a good viscosity left to it. Viscosity is the thickness of the oil. Let's check the other generator. Now, with a fresh piece of tissue paper, you're going to go ahead and remove the dipstick from the next generator. On a fresh piece of tissue paper, you're going to take it and you're going to spread it on there. Wow, that actually looks really good too. I only have about 4 hours of run time on this oil, so I'm going to go ahead and save this oil and keep using it for probably the next winter. Okay guys, this generator's done draining now. We're going to go ahead, put the fuel line back on, put everything back together, and get this one ready to go. Now all we have to do is add fuel. Okay, we're all done draining this tank, so now we can go ahead and put it back together. Okay, it's all together now. Now with the gas tanks emptied out in the generators and the generators put back together, I have the generators now put into the trailer with the empty gas cans. We're going to go down to the gas station now and fill up the gas cans and the generators and add some stabilizer to the fuel so that it's ready to go when we need them. Stay with me as we go to the gas station. 1 ounce treats, 2.5 gallons. I need 2 ounces per 5-gallon gas can. This is the generator that I have on my property that powers the well house, the well pumps, and the septic pumps as well. So it's necessary to keep this one going. So I'm draining the fuel out of the tank. It's been a little while since I've done that. I'm going to add fresh fuel to it. I'm going to put a fresh battery on this one because the battery is shot. Change the oil and call it a day. Hey, it's getting dark and I got a lot left to do. So I'm going to have to say so long for now. So I hope to see you guys soon on my next episode. Until then. Bye-bye.